friends, it's Amy at Doki Doki Forest, and today I'm sharing with you my page I made for Janet Nash's prompts for the week. So each Monday she has a live stream and she will pull 5 or 6 random prompts for the week, and you can feel free to play along. And if you missed the live stream, it's always there. You can go back and watch it anytime. And she also posts the prompts in her community tab. So you can look at what the prompts were for this week or past weeks. So you never have to miss out. So the first prompt is use up bits and bobs of scrap papers on your desk. And luckily, I have been holding on to some bits and bobs from my desk for a couple of weeks now. I have a little box that I've been keeping on the floor next to my desk, and I have been putting my little pieces of paper in there. I didn't want to recycle them because they weren't super small, or most of them weren't super small. They still seemed like they had potential to become something. So I put them in the box, and I thought I would maybe collage with them one day. And that one day is today. So I got my box out and I'm just gathering up all different papers. Some of them are painty papers. I've got tissue papers. I even had a little tag from a tea bag I was saving, and I stuck that on there too. Anything goes for this prompt, which is super fun. And I'm really happy to be using up these pieces of paper. I know some of them will be covered up by the images and things I'll be putting on for the other prompts, but I still figured I'd cover the whole page because you just never know what you're going to see. I didn't know what my final project was going to look like. And to be honest, at first I was just going to do the scrap papers around the border, but then I decided to just go for it and put them on the whole page, because if there's a chance to use up scraps, I might as well take full advantage and put everything on there. Now this is my black and white image from a magazine, which is prompt number 2. Or maybe it wasn't prompt number 2, but it's the second prompt I'm putting in. So I'm cutting them out, and this is an image I have had for years. I mean, I think I've had it for like over a decade. And then this is some music paper, and I'm using that because one of the prompts was music theme. So I had this cute little stationery from Japan that had music notes on it and flowers and some room for writing. And I'm just tearing it so I have the music notes and the flowers. So I love these striped tights or stockings with these shoes. I have loved this image for a long time and I never knew where to put it. And here's my next prompt. It's 1950s vibe. So I thought this paper was really cute. This little girl looks like she could have been in a commercial from the 1950s. So I'm cutting her out. And that's just me putting some of that distress ink on the music paper because it was just too white. So I'm just trying to mute that a little bit and take that bright white down. But so I like the idea of the shoes being huge. I was thinking it's like a giant or giantess. And then there's little friends. So this little girl is coming to play with her or visit her or talk to her or something. And they're having a good time hanging out. And some people might be scared of the giantess, but it has never bothered this little girl. She does not care. And now for the next prompt, which was apple. So I decided, and let me just say, and then there was also another prompt that was a quote that's life is better with friends. So that's what got me thinking about the giant or giantess and the little girl being friends. And then apple was a prompt. So I thought, well, I'll make some apple friends. So we have some cute little friends all getting together and having a good time, except for that grumpy apple on the bottom there. Why is it so grumpy? Why is he frowning and upset if he's with friends? It turns out he's got a bruise. He has a bruise on his head, so he's feeling a little grumpy about it. So here I'm gluing this girl on, and I didn't realize before I did it, that those stripes from the stocking would come right through the paper, but I had an idea and I kind of fixed that, and I'll tell you about it when we get back. But for now, let's go back. We're painting. I kind of was working on the background, and then as that was drying with glue or whatever, I'd put that to the side, and then I'd pick up the apples. So that's why I keep going back and forth here. So let's paint these apples. We've got red apples. We got green. So I wanted to represent some different kinds of apples. But yeah, so that poor little guy down there, he's grumpy because he I think he fell down, got a bruise. He'll be okay. He's just grumpy for a minute. But you know what? I'm sure his friends will cheer him up, or they will at least try. And you know what? Sometimes you just gotta be grumpy for a minute. But then, as long as you can shake it off and get over it, you're good. Just don't stay grumpy, right? So if he needs to be grumpy for a little bit, his friends might give him a little space. And then, when he's kind of like more cool-headed, they'll cheer him up, they'll bring him around. So there's the little bruise. I just made a bit of a darker spot on him up there. So, how's everyone doing today? Are you doing okay? Did you have a day more like the red and green apple at the top, or are you feeling more like that apple at the bottom, or maybe something in between? All feelings are valid, I'm having a pretty good day myself. Thanks for asking. Yeah, it's pretty warm out today, so I'm looking forward to that. I went out for a walk. I saw some little green flowers poking through. I can't remember if they are the tulips or the daffodils, because both are growing in the same spot out front, and they're just poking through, so I can't remember. I think it's the daffodils. So that's exciting. It's about time. It's been pretty muddy and brown, so I'm looking forward to some green and some colors. I can't believe Easter's next weekend either. That's like blowing my mind. How is that happening so fast? But in the meantime, let's speckle these apples. We'll give them some freckles. And see, I put a little piece of white paper behind the little girl's head. I could have done it to all of her to make her really stand out, but I put it behind her head so at least you could see her cute little shining face, smiling face with her rosy cheeks. And now the little apple friends are all around. This little grumpy guy is going to find a spot, and I thought if I put him under the shoe, that's just a little too much. I mean, he's already got a bruise. We don't need to have him getting stepped on too. So I stuck him there over the tea bag tag, and I'm okay with that because I have more of those tags, and to be honest, the text on it was kind of distracting me a little bit. So sometimes I like writing in text, and sometimes when it's like random like that, I find it distracting. Depends what mood I'm in. So I grabbed my sepia tone pen, and I'm writing down the quote now: "Life is better with friends." And almost like it's a little song that they are singing together, or maybe it's just playing in the background as the friends hang out together. And let's check. I'm checking. Do I have everything? The prompts were bits and bobs, music theme, black and white magazine image, apple, 1950s vibe, and the quote, "Life is better with friends." Okay, I've got it all. And then I realized I didn't use my gel pen yet, so that can't happen. I've got to use that. So I'm grabbing my white gel pen and just outlining some of these flowers. And then I added a little bit of I added some music notes and some dots, but you can't really see them. They don't really show up, but I still added them anyway. And here we are, the finished page, the prompts for this week. This was so much fun. I adore doing prompt challenges. They're just a great way to create pages you would not have made otherwise. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Take care, everyone.